For USCFsales.com, I'm Steve Lopez with another ChessBase how-to video. In last week's video, we showed how to create a theme key, basically a user-defined index to help you find games by criteria that you select. Basically a way to permanently index games by a criteria that you pick. Anything you can search for using the search mask can be turned into a key. You can also create sub-keys, further sub-classifications. Now, rather than me try to explain it, let me just show you what I mean. So let's just jump right in and do this thing. You recall that the database that I created several videos back was on the Caro-Kann Advanced variation. You can do this with any database on any opening. We'll double-click on it. And you recall that I made a theme key on pure pawn endings. Turns out there are 227 games in the database that have pure pawn endings. Click on the key. We can actually make this a little bit bigger. You see a whole bunch of games right here in which that is the ending. If we double click on the game, of course, it will jump us right to the end game, and we will see nothing but kings and pawns are on the board. But let's say, for example, let me just back out of this now, that I want to get more specific. Let's just say, for example, that I would like to find pure pawn endings by players who are master level and above. Now, let's make it grandmaster level. Let's narrow it down even more. We'll go to players rated 2500 and up. How would we do that? Well, we could hit insert right here and create another key, but that would be kind of inefficient. What we want is we want a sub key that's invisible until we click on a little plus sign next to pure pawn endings. To create a sub key, the best way to do it is to right click on the key in question, go to edit, and then insert new sub key. You see a command for it right here in the menu. Click on it, and that will bring up our search mask. I'll reset just out of force of habit. I want players rated 2500 and up. Let's say that we want one player rated 2500 to 3500. Of course, nobody's got a rating that high yet. It's just the default. But we'll have one player rated 2500 and up. So we'll do that, as well as go to Material, 1 through 8, like we did before, and select OK. And what we have here is a description that we want to make a little more specific than that. So we'll come here and we'll make it say GM Games. Click OK. And it looks like nothing happened. But notice to the left of pure pawn endings, we have a little plus sign. And when we click on it, we see that as a subset of pure pawn endings, we now have GM Games. It's got a big 0 over here because we haven't sorted the games again to make sure that the games go into the correct keys. So you'll recall you go to Opening Keys, go to Classify All Keys, click on it. It'll classify our theme and opening keys. We click OK. Have to wait a few moments for the magic to work, but after a second or two it happens. We go back to Themes, and we now see that within pure pawn endings we have 27 games in which at least one player was grandmaster level or higher. We can click on that key, and here's our list of games down here, the 27 games in which at least one player was grandmaster level or higher. So that's how you create sub keys, and you can do all kinds of things with this. For example, I go back to pure pawn endings. We'll zip it back up here. We'll go to Edit, Insert New Sub Key. We'll reset everything. We'll go back here to Material. Let's just say that I want to create a sub key where each player has between 1 and 4 pawns. So we'll go to the pawns. We'll go 1. And it will take this 8 and reduce it to a 4 using the little arrow keys. Same story here, 1 to 4. We click OK. 1, 2, 4 pawns per side. Click OK. And if you look, we now have a new sub key, 1 to 4 pawns per side. We can create another one like it. Edit, insert new sub key. This time we'll make it 5 through 8. Select OK. We'll change the wording again. 5 through 8 pawns per side. Click OK. Notice again, 0 and 0 for the numbers of games. So we're going to need to go back, of course, to where it says opening keys, classify all keys. Click OK. Wait a couple seconds, go back to our theme key, pure pawn endings, and we notice now that 160 games have 1 through 4 pawns per side. You see the number of games off here on the far right, and we go over here, 5 through 8 pawns per side, 64 games have that number of pawns. So there we go. That's how you do it. Just create new subkeys as part of an existing key. Just remember to right-click, go to Edit, and select Insert New Subkey. And remember that anything that you put in the search mask can be established as a key in ChessBase. For USCFsales.com, I'm Steve Lopez. Thank you for watching.